Okay, well, give us some teams. We'll start with Matt in the middle. Give me an 11 for tomorrow night.
Okay,
all the please.
All the 11.
I'm not going one.
Okay, well, all right. Okay, sorry.
I think we all agree on the goalkeeper to start with.
Do we not think it's a big game for Keller, by the way? Because his last two games for Liverpool, he conceded 10 goals, and he had an absolute nightmare. I know he's a youngster. He had a bit of a nightmare against Aston Villa in the first half. Did better in the second half.
I thought he did really well at MK Dons earlier.
He did. He made a great save, didn't he, from that header?
Yes.
And I know Arsenal was a bit different because Arsenal, you've seen, Martinelli scored a couple of goals. He plays for the first team now all the time. So Arsenal had a strongish team out, and so you can't really blame him for that so much, although there was one or two defensive... what was it? Milner passed it straight to them for one goal.
That's right, yeah.
There was a strange one on the goal line where somebody didn't clear it and it just, they just tapped it in. And there was a worldie as well, wasn't there? So, big game for Keller, I think. And I think if he can make a few good saves early on or gets a good touch of the ball, it could make a massive difference because then the defenders in front of him will have a bit... Not that I'm saying they don't have confidence, but they will have more confidence in him than they had at the start. So, Kelleher and goal. Yeah.
We're all going for Kevin.
Keller and goal, yeah.
All right, we'll start... Far end, Sean, give me a back four.
A back four. Well, he was speaking about Larouci today, and sounds like a bit of a doubt. But I guess they have got other options there, haven't they? Lewis potentially,
who looked very good in pre-season a couple of times.
Yeah, there's always been a prospect, hasn't he? He's played a couple of games now, hasn't he, since his return from
some appearances now.
He's been out for about 4 months. He's come on as a substitute twice. I think Larouci got injured in about minute 20, 25, something like that. So he's played sort of maybe in total, maybe about 90 minutes since he's come back. So
perhaps just about enough. I'll go with him.
And he didn't play he was one of the ones that didn't play at the weekend against Arsenal. So he's obviously one of the options available.
Could be a pointer. So let's have him at left back. I think it's clearly going to be Williams at right back. And then two from three in the middle, isn't it? You're looking at Keanu Hoover and Sepp van den Berg, probably.
Yeah.
I concur.
That's my back four, definitely, yeah. I think
Lewis to start and probably get subbed after about an hour if he's getting a bit tired.
Yeah.
And I guess bearing in mind that a strong substitutes bench Liverpool may well need one, because not just the physical intensity, but I think the emotional energy that these young lads will expend, it may have an impact on them. But you would imagine whoever is on that bench will be absolutely champing at the bit to come on and show what they can do as well. Okay, midfield. We'll start with Ian.
It's extra time, by the way.
Just
penalties.
Just penalties.
Do they not do extra time anymore in the FA Cup?
Oh, they don't really?
I believe so. I think up until this round, it's
definitely,
you see, if I could just interject at this point as well, we're all past the whole hoo-ha about is Klopp doing the right thing, naming the kids, and we've all talked about is, should he be there and whatever. And the blame for the authorities for scheduling these replays during the winter break. But it only occurred to me a couple of days ago that they have already done away with replays from the fifth round onwards. So I really can't believe that no one's actually raised the issue. Well, why, bearing in mind this winter break was brought in, why didn't they just do it for the fourth round as well? Anyway, I've got that off my chest now, so I feel a bit better. Back to the midfield.
Yeah, midfield, I think there's definitely the option of Adam Lewis playing in midfield. I know he's done that in the past. If he doesn't end up playing left back, you could maybe put Tony Gallagher in there and play him in midfield, just because Liverpool are short of depth in that position. But for me, I think Chirivella will be the holding midfielder. Yeah. I would probably go with maybe Leighton Clarkson and Curtis Jones.
It's extra time, by the way.
It is
extra time. It's extra time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all agreed, aren't we, that Jones
has to play.
midfield.
Yeah, Jones has to play in midfield.
Yeah.
With that extra experience he's got now, that kind of extra... And we still get forward, can't he?
Yeah, absolutely,
okay, so a front three then.
This is where it gets interesting. Right. Harvey Elliott is definitely playing 100%, on the right.
Yeah.
I also think that Joe Hardy is going to play up front.
The new signing.
Yes, he's going to play up front.
He's already scored a few goals, hasn't he?
Yeah. So then that leaves us with who plays on the left wing.
Who are your options?
There's tons of options. There's loads of them. Tom Hill played there, didn't he, against Villa? Louis Longstaff played technically up front, but he played at the weekend, which suggests that he might not be playing.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at
Liam Miller.
Liam Miller is the one. Because he's played half a seat. He's played quite a bit of first team football up in Scotland, and I think he will be the one that plays.
Yeah.
And I think he could be somebody who Liverpool fans just haven't been talking about him because he doesn't play for Liverpool, or hadn't played for the best part of a year because he's been out on loan. He came back, and I think this could be an evening where he, it's like so many we mentioned before that these players might not ever play for Liverpool again. It could be their last chance, but for him, It's to prove that he's actually learned some of the stuff that he's picked up when he's been out on loan, and a chance to just also to restate himself as a Liverpool player. So I think he'll play on the left, yeah.
Yeah, I think he probably has to. If Curtis Jones plays in midfield, he's the obvious choice, and I'm fairly sure he's played for Canada's senior national team as well. So
I think he scored, hasn't he?
Yeah. So he's I think you put him in for the experience, if nothing else.
Yep, sold on that experience, unknown quality.
It's just managing things easy. You just fit the team completely. Yeah. Well, but the point there is that, as I'm saying, that is completely not what happened against Aston Villa, where we were just all guessing on what on earth they're going to play here. Yeah. Whereas I think now, with all the youngsters that are, well, the senior players have been away against Villa. Obviously, some of the major youngsters couldn't play, which made a bit of a difference as far as I'm concerned. Whereas that's not been a problem here, and I think Liverpool will be a lot stronger. I think Matt said it, than people are expecting
because of the familiarity, continuity between them. Yeah,
they will give Shrewsbury much more of a game than I think people realise. Because the other thing they'll have is, while Shrewsbury will be thinking, "Oh, great, we're at Anfield and we can win, and we can win this. We've got Chelsea next." Because it's not the first team players, they will subconsciously, it's inevitable, drop off a certain level. Whereas for the Liverpool youngsters, they'll be like, we need to get stuck into these, let's go. This is our big chance. We might never play at Anfield Firehouse again.
I think the other aspect as well, people always talk about the Anfield atmosphere and what it does to the opposition. I've always felt it's maybe slightly overstated what it does to the opposition. It's more what it does to our lads. It makes them a yard quicker, a yard faster, jump a yard higher. We've seen how that can happen at senior level. But I think with these young kids, particularly as some of you have said, how for some of them, their very futures at Anfield may well be on the line, that extra 0.1% could make a huge difference. So it really should be a fascinating evening. Prediction time, Ian.
You know what? I'm actually going to say Liverpool are going to win 3-2. There you go.
Ian Doyle and positivity shocker. You heard it here first. He's always positive.
I said they beat West Ham 4-0. I got that wrong. Yeah, that's what I said they'd win.
Yeah, I think Liverpool win, but I think it might go to penalties.
Bearing in mind that when you said that last week and we all just laughed at you and went, oh, Jamaica. Yeah. So
I was going to bring that up, actually.
All right,
Badders?
2-2 again. Liverpool win on pens.
You took the words out of my mouth. 2-2 pens and a long night for those of us on a late shift.
There are going to be a lot of goals, I suspect. A lot of goals.
And hopefully great entertainment for everybody going and a really enriching performance for players, spectators. And we'll see. Hopefully Liverpool may well yet still have a fifth round trip to Stamford Bridge, because as we all know, Liverpool have hardly ever played Chelsea in cup competitions.
And also
the
food in the Chelsea press room is the best ever, and that's why we're desperate for Liverpool to get through.
Well, we'll see what happens, won't we? Thank you for joining us on the latest edition of the Blood Red podcast. We will, of course, be back for you later in the week with all the fallouts from the Shrewsbury replay. We haven't got a game next weekend, but of course we will have lots of fascinating, fabulous things to talk about you in the world of Liverpool.
We won't have anything to write about.
We'll get our thinking caps on, don't worry. And in the meantime, of course, keep tuned to the Echo website for all the breaking news from Anfield as it happens. Thanks for joining us.